go to school, get a job, work 40 years, and retire. For some reason, life's playbook just didn't make sense to me. And I looked at all my friends, and they were excited to graduate and get to the workforce. I couldn't decide on a major. And I started to look at people ahead of me, and I noticed that they weren't happy either. They got the jobs of their dreams, and they're in the corporate world making the money they think they deserve. At the end of the day, they're going to the bar and drinking the night away and drinking their problems away. It was almost like the weekend was an escape for them. It was like their only time they could just let loose and relax. I was so confused. I was lost. I didn't know where or what I should be doing. So I started searching the internet, and I came across a video from Joe Dispenza about creating your life. And the video, he talked about how you can create the life you want by understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Your thoughts and your emotions create the way the world shows up. When I first heard it, I was like, that sounds a little bit out there. But then I started thinking back in my life on all these different times that I started to visualize something in my head, and I had a really strong positive emotion about it, and it showed up. And then there were other times where I was scared of something, and that seemingly showed up as well, the fear. And so I was like, maybe there is some truth to this. And so I started practicing it. I started thinking about things that I liked and getting excited about the possibility of creating a life not working in a corporate job where I have to work on someone else's dream and potentially becoming more. See, my mom always told me since I was a kid that I was an entrepreneur. At the time, I remember I had to ask her what that word meant. And she's like, yeah, it's someone who starts their own business and, builds businesses and sells things and invents things. And I was like, yeah, that's me. That sounds exactly like me. And so I believed her. And I started implementing that mindset into my life. I started taking this video and I started getting on personal development and self-improvement and trying to just better myself. And ultimately, things changed. My life started improving. I started to feel better. I started eating cleaner. I started exercising. I started meditating. I was happier. I started meeting new people. I would walk around and strangers would look like family. Life started to become better. And then shortly after, a few months later, I was searching online and I saw a forum that talked about everything that I was learning being a scam. And I was just so upset. I was like, how could this be a scam? I almost let it take my belief out of me. I was like, how could this be a scam? How could this thing that's worked so amazingly for my life be not good or be fake? And then I asked myself, is it fake? Am I just making this up? And then I had another thought that was like, even if it is fake, you feel better when you're doing it, when you're trying to become the best version of yourself. Why would it matter? That moment had me thrown off a little bit. I was confused. And what I learned was there's two paradigms that people live in. Paradigm A, where you're at effect. Everything is happening to you. The world, life, people, the way society is, your circumstance, your money, your health is all outside of you. You can't control it. And there's nothing you can really do about it. And so you can't change anything. You just got to go down the path that you were dealt. And then there's paradigm B, where you control your life and you create the outcomes that you want. And you take accountability for everything that happens, even if you can't even see how it could be your fault. You take accountability for it and you put the power in your hands. And what this does is it gives you the opportunity to change it. And I realized that for a lot of my life, I was living in this paradigm A, this powerlessness, this hopelessness where I don't know what to do, or it doesn't feel right. And that's fine. All that's good. But I needed to get to paradigm B, where I could take power and ownership and change my beliefs, change that I can control the outcomes that I want. And there's nothing outside of me that can stop me from being who I want to be. And so I got back on the personal development journey, the self-improvement, and it became my life's purpose. I want to be clear. The enemy isn't people in different paradigms that are stressed and honking the horn at you when you're going down the street for something that you didn't do, or people that are just upset. The enemy is yourself. It's a contract between you and you. And when you understand that the outcomes you want are within your control, the life that you want is within your control, you got to take action. And you got to take a step forward. It's going to be scary. It's going to be the biggest challenge you've ever come up against. But your life depends on it. Your happiness depends on it. The life of your kids, your family, they depend on it. You stepping out of your comfort zone and taking a risk. There's too many people living in a job, living a life in a job, making the money they don't deserve, unhappy, upset, and not going to do a thing about it. Not willing to work on themselves. And that's why this is bigger than a course or sales or make money online. This is your life. This is a movement. This is a purpose of ever evolving improvement, a purpose of a path to the best version of yourself. And it's going to come with resistance, because you're going to be getting outside of your comfort zone. You're going to be changing. And our minds, they're going to tell us, don't go there. It's scary. It's dangerous. Don't try it. You're going to fail. And your friends, they're going to fall. They're going to leave you. They're going to, stab you in the back. And the people that do love you, your parents, they're going to protect you and say, don't do it. But they don't know. They don't know what you're capable of and the life that you truly want to live. So go now. Start the journey of improvement. And if you want to see more about how I'm doing it in my life, because it's a journey that never ends. I want to be clear. I'm so far from where I want to be, but I'm exactly where I want to be. Like, I want to improve. I want to get better. I want to be happier more consistently. I want to be joyous. I want to help more people. But there are times where I get caught up in my day to day, where I'm stressed and I lose focus and I get off the path. Join that journey with me. I ask you to join that journey with me. I ask you to come along, or I'd love to have you on this journey. The world is better when you're better.